Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's
Hi.
Shanna and Daria. We'll wait here a minute for some people to come in. We've got some people popping in now. So just want to say hello. So I'm going to just get us started, Daria, and then
Okay.
you can dig in with what you've got. So I am continuing on. Hey, Teresa, welcome. Glad you could
Hello.
join us. I have got, last night I worked with some of the Spellbinders clubs, and today I am working again. And I'm working with a spring stitched tree. And I don't have a picture of it because I didn't get it printed. But you've got a tree and some stitched um, flowers and leaves that go on a tree. We've got spring wishes and we've got sunny hello. And we're going to create a card with that. And then I think I'm going to start off with a season of faith. And I don't have a Yes, I do. Well, this isn't a good picture. It's not a very good picture, but we've got a church and it's super cute. It's just a little die set. And it's got the church and it's got the roof and the doors and just some bushes and a cross and everything. And we're going to work with that. So these are the two that I'm going to work with. I think I'll start out with the church. It'll be a little bit simpler. And then we're going to do some stitching. I have pre-stitched some of it in advance so that maybe we can get through it. Hey, Wendy, welcome. Glad you could join us.
Hi.
We are trying to stay warm. It is cold in Indiana and snowy and gloomy and yucky. Hi, Patricia. Welcome.
Well, Wendy knows what it's like here because she's my friend.
Okay. And Teresa says a great way to end a good day. Well, good. I'm glad you could join us. So we're gonna get to working on this, and I'm gonna let Daria talk about what she's got, and I'm gonna kind of get started on mine. So go ahead and show what you've got, and
Okay,
I'll be quiet.
I'll be working with Dancing Happy Bunnies Everywhere. It's a large die of the month from last year, from their club. And then I'm doing Cloud 9. I can't really see it. I don't know if you can see it here. Nope, you can't really see it. The Cloud 9 embossing folder, you'll be able to see it better once I start on my card. That's from last month. Send in seal stamp and dies and the snail mail post, just the tulips from that one for my second card. And if I have time, I'm going to work with the brick by brick embossing folder, the 3D one from October, and the dumpster fire for a card for a friend of mine.
Hey,
So,
Melissa Klepser, welcome from
hello.
warm Mexico. Oh man, we are jealous. It is cold and nasty and yucky up here. So in Indiana, I don't know if we're gonna get some more junk or what, but
Could you send some of that warmth up, please?
yes, please, 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 please. So I have linked a lot of the material that we're using in the description box. I've got a link to the new clubs, which is what I'm working with, and a link to the things that Daria is working with as well. So we've got that going on. Anyway, so there's not a very many pieces to this church set. Let me count them. Usually the packaging tells me there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 different pieces to this one. And that's what we're going to be working with. I'm going to go to the club overview and look. Um,
Okay, so, well,
see.
yep, nope, not ready, not ready.
Not ready.
Oh,
No.
no, I forgot to cut out the backs of the eyes. Oh, well, we'll
What's
figure something out.
I'm trying to figure out CLD. All right. I'm just going to get going on this and we'll get it assembled. So I was thinking, I went ahead and die cut out a second one with the backer. You lay the back piece down with this so that it cuts it out and you get your dimension and stuff. But then I took the detail part away and die cut it out in a gray so that I could pop my windows out and kind of have a gray color behind them. And so we'll have a little bit of dimension on there. So I just was thinking a little white. This isn't even a white. This is the, oh, what color is that? Where am I? I don't know. What's that light gray Spellbinders color? I can't think of it. I can't find my
Oh,
swatches here. Here we go. Yes, fog. Um, Yeah, I believe that's what it is. It's the fog that I'm using. Yep. And then I've just got some gray that I'm putting behind it. And then I'm also some scrap gray. And then I've also got the um, anchor from Spellbinders as well. So I've got a lighter gray and then a darker gray and then this real light gray. So I need to get on the right window here. So that's what we've got. See the detail on it? Kind of got a little bit of a shadow of that going on there. So anyway, we'll get it laid down and linked up. So let me look at the chat here real quick. So Melissa, oh, jealous that she is in Mexico. Kay is here. She said she saw one put the church on a snow globe. Very creative idea.
Oh.
That is a great idea. I was kind of wondering if it could go with the tree. The scale is kind of off, but we could put like the church in the background because the church would be smaller being in the background and the tree up in front. So I was kind of toying around a little bit with that idea last night when I was die cutting the pieces out. But anyway, but I think it'd be too much because the tree is a stitched element. So anyway, but I kept it kind of simple, the church, and just I'm kind of going with a real simple color scheme. But the snow globe, that is a really cute idea. We could almost maybe make a shaker window and make it snowy where the church
Oh,
is.
there you
We
go.
could do that. I hadn't thought about that until just now, so I haven't really prepared for that, but I think we could probably do it. And then you've got the roof line. I've got the anchor. We're gonna get it laid down on there. So what do you got? You getting your bunnies assembled
I'm getting
already?
my bunnies put together. Yep.
Cute. So this is just a really cute little thing. Super cute. And then you've got a little decorative door. This just reminds me of kind of a little country church, just a little church out in the country.
That kind of reminds me of my church.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
We've got a kind of our church is brick and it's a big, now this is probably what our church looked like before it got added on. It was the small little church and then it got added on and then it got added on and now it's a big church, but it's brick now. It's not.
Yeah, well, we don't have room to add on. That's why we bought a different building.
Yeah. We have a big area. We are at the dead end of a road and we own a big field
Oh, no.
beyond the church and we've got big parking lots and a big family life center. And so there is room there. We don't need to because we're larger than what we need to be at this point. At the time we needed the space, but now I'm not. Now we're much smaller just because we had a little division that happened. And so
That's sad.
yeah, it's very sad. So anyway, but we have a lovely church and it has wonderful facilities. So
All
we had
right.
a 90th birthday party for a lady there last weekend in our
Oh, nice.
big fellowship hall, and that was really nice. So what do you got? Oh, I thought maybe he's gonna say something about it. So see how quickly that comes together. Now, where do they have I was trying to find that church.
Okay, I lost her eye. I'm all right. This is not. It's starting out well. I'll find her eye. There's one. Well, maybe it'll show up after I get other stuff done.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide where does the cross go on this? I don't have the pictures.
Steeple.
Huh?
On the
Like up
top.
here?
Steeple.
Very,
Yep.
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 Okay, that's what I was thinking. I didn't know how they had it designed. I mean, I can do it however I want, but I don't have the picture. I was like, well, but that makes sense. That's normally where so I guess that was kind of a goofy question. Sometimes I speak before I think. Just trying to get it lined up nice and straight. But look at that. It's just a cute little church. And that is basically it. Now we have, I thought this was interesting. Now this looks like a little bush that you can add with your church and you could kind of position it there. I think maybe that's maybe how they had it. And then you could have, this is like a little pine tree type thing. And then this like a little bush. And you could put it here. But then I thought you could also, I think this almost looks like a cloud too. What do you guys think about that? Does that look like a cloud that could be in the sky?
Yeah, that could be a cloud too. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it in the blue, and I just think it kind of looks like a cloud that could go with it. So that's basically all of the elements to this particular die set. And this is called Season of Faith. And I think it's interesting because, it's kind of the Easter season, so I guess that's probably why they brought that out. Now, I didn't really have a design plan for that, but I've got some pieces that I have die cut some other elements out on, and I wonder if we could just kind of layer some things up and come up with some kind of a design. I don't know. I think it would look, the purple or the gray would look really nice on the purple. So I just need some kind of a panel or something to go here. This is the part that I did not plan for. So this is, last night they were saying they enjoy watching the creative process, which, basically is me trying to figure out what exactly am I doing here. So I think that
Well,
could
my
be.
rabbits now look like they're zombies. I got to figure out something for their eyes.
Oh, last night I just used a little black marker on the eyes of that big one. You saw the video today.
Yeah, yeah.
Jim had suggested blue, and I think that would have been of course I saw it after I had added the black, but I thought that would be kind of fun for your bunnies to have blue eyes. I'm gonna grab some white cardstock. I'll just take a little move here, pause for a minute and grab it. In case you're wondering where my hands went, here I am. Anyway, I have got, I can't, well, my little new addition to my craft room, which I'm running a video on this week, is actually, spoiler alert, it is a new chair and it is so much more comfortable. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy that I got it. Because now I can just sit comfortably and
Oh, good.
craft, and it is
Good.
so much nicer. The one that I had, this was not comfortable, and it did not hold up. It was not good. I should probably go back to that video where I assembled that thing um, and take the link out of it. You know what I mean? Just take the link out of
Oh,
it so people don't. Of course, maybe I am tall, so it may fit somebody that is, I'm a tall, long-legged, long-backed person. So it might fit a smaller person where this chair is better suited for a tall person. So let me
well,
see. What is Kay is saying? This month, everyone did Easter, Spellbinders, Hero Arts, Waffle Flower. Yeah, they did. Um, it's interesting kind of what's going on. There's some food coming up too, and everybody, Love from Lizzie already did the kit with that. She has the kind of the food, but there's some of that coming up soon too. So it's interesting how they're kind of all piggybacking off of each other.
well, I should be able to case some cards with the food because I've got all kinds of aprons and utensils and bowls and
Yeah.
in my stash already. So
Yeah, that'll be fun. Now, what I've got here is all of my nested dies. And there's a variety of companies here, but I keep them out because these are the ones I go to over and over and over again for layering, layering them up and creating, the different panels or whatever. And so I just kind of keep them. There's some in here that don't really belong, but I love that one too. So we'll just find something that we can put our little church on. I don't use this one very often, so maybe I should scallop labels and tags. And I didn't link this in the description box below because I didn't plan, but
that one, yeah, I just got that one.
you did? Yeah. So I thought that maybe one of these, did I use this the other night? What did I use? I can't remember. I've been trying to pull in some different ones to use. Maybe I did use this one. But I think that could look pretty on there and cover up all of the die cutting that I did. So let's go ahead and just die cut it out in white. And then we'll have a layer for that. Let me think. I'm trying to decide if I want to go a little bit smaller. What does that look like on that? That's kind of interesting. All right. I'm just playing around here right now. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think this will be a nice little area to put our church on it. I was just trying to decide if I wanted another layer or not, but we'll just go with that. I need to get moving because I'm going to do some stitching on my next card. So,
Well, it'll take me a while before I put mine together, so no rush.
okay. I did take somebody's advice in the chat and I added some heavy cardstock to this sandwich on the Empress and it has helped. So,
Oh, that's good.
I was getting very annoyed that I was getting partial die cutting going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this machine was not cheap. I should not have that problem. So
Yeah.
it was
Well,
kind
so
of
far
annoying.
mine's been treating me well,
Well,
but I
good.
got the little one, the mini one.
I don't know. It shouldn't make a difference, I wouldn't think, but anyway, it was
I
kind
don't
of.
think I use mine as much as you use yours.
Oh yeah, that's
That
probably the
makes a
case.
difference too.
That is probably the case. I feel like I want another layer.
All right. So where do
Another
you
layer
want to
in there.
hold the carrot there, Bunny?
Okay, I think I'm gonna step up. It might be too big. No, I'm gonna step up a layer too, because I think I want more than just one layer on there.
No, that's not gonna work.
What have we got? Just looking to see what I have as far as cards. All right, I'm gonna have to grab another panel of purple or something.
I'm just trying to put everything together, hoping that I'll find her other eye.
We could go with that. Just bring in the darker color. I wish I had that. There's this one color that's kind of a purpley red. I can't, what color is it? I have my stitches. I wish I had this is it mulberry?
Uh,
Yeah, I wish I had that because I think that would be pretty with it because I'm using this. Well, this is for the other card. I guess it doesn't matter. We'll go with purple. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, oh, I was thinking about, I had mentioned maybe a shaker, but I think I'm headed in the wrong direction for that at this point because using these layered dies. I suppose we could shaker the whole thing. All right, let's just get these and we'll see where we're headed. So what's the chat doing? Oh, we're still kind of quiet. Probably everybody's eating dinner. And I know I said this to Dory, but I don't think I said it to the chat. I've got Pat fixing spaghetti for dinner. So he's supposed to have it ready for shortly after 7 so that I can eat because I just had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and I am hungry. So I'm looking for, and I wanted spaghetti. I've been wanting it for a while, but we didn't have spaghetti sauce and we went out shopping the other day. And I'm like, let's get some spaghetti sauce. So I thought I'm gonna have him make that. So I usually do most of the cooking. But he has a select few things that he likes to make: chili, spaghetti, smoked sausage, those types of things. And so I thought, well, spaghetti's in his wheelhouse, so I'll just put him to
there you
task to do
go.
that. And he was okay with that. So
I'm hoping I can talk Jim into doing the grocery shopping again tomorrow.
oh yes, I love that. I hate grocery shopping. Pat loves it. He loves it. He loves to
Can't
go
say
out.
Jim loves it. He doesn't mind it.
Oh, Pat loves it. He loves to go and visit with people, and he loves it. He'll go to 2 or 3 different stores, which I would never do that. I'd be like one and done.
No, we start at Sam's, work our way over to Aldi and then to Walmart.
Yeah, he starts at
Sometimes
Aldi's
and sometimes Wegmans, and that's it.
yeah, he starts at Aldi's and goes to, I think sometimes he goes to Walmart, sometimes Myers, and then our local store that's in town here. It's the last resort. It's for the things that you absolutely cannot get because the pricing is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
They've kind of got us over a barrel because it's the only grocery store that we have in town, and so there's no competition here in town. But for the most part, because we live in a small town, most people go shopping out of town. But you know, when you got to run and get something real quick, it's convenient for that. So I want to, I want to patronize them because we don't want to lose them because we need, when you're out of a stick of butter, you got to run and get a stick of butter real quick or
Right.
whatever. But sometimes, because I live next to my parents, if I need a stick of butter or a cup of sugar, I can run next door and get it. Do people do that anymore? I mean, they used to, share with their neighbors, and if you needed something, you'd
Yep.
run next door and get it or whatever. Okay, so let's go ahead. I think I'm going to go ahead and lay my church down, and I'm going to consider maybe making a shaker over it. Since I've got this panel, I might be able to do that. So let's see. I need a sentiment for it. So let's just work our way through this and see what happens. Got a little bit of a spot there, but if we use shakers, probably won't notice it. Just got my little glue eraser and trying to rub it off there. I think I got it. There we go. I think the gray and the purple looks good on here. Got a lot of die-cut hairs all over it. Let's just lay it down.
I'm missing a couple things. I think it must have been the static or something.
I didn't layer that up very good, but oh well. My roof must have moved on me, but I think it'll be all right. All right, I'm going to get it laid down on here, just kind of center it a little bit. I like that. I like the purple and the gray.
And I lost their noses too. Ugh.
Oh no. Poor
Well,
little fangs. You've lost their noses.
Looks like I'm going to be doing some die cutting.
Oh yeah. Never fails.
All right, let's put you on here and then see where you guys fit.
Why does my screen look dark? I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Does it look dark to you guys? Let's see. Wendy says, I am peeling garlic to put in my freeze dryer. Nice. Patricia says it does look good. Yeah, I like the purple knot. The other day when I was scrambling for food to eat, and I might have said this, I pulled out, we do a garden and I stuffed a bunch of peppers. And so I had a bunch of stuffed peppers in the refrigerator or in the freezer. And so that was super simple to have those. So that was nice. But I love to have things. I've actually got when I make lasagna, I make a small pan and I make a large pan. And I made lasagna for Christmas. So I've got a frozen pan of lasagna in there that's a small one that would be suitable for Pat and I and, a couple people, or we could just eat on it. So I've got that out there too. So if I'd want to do that. Now I did put some dimension on these, and that might be a problem with a shaker. We might have some shaker bits get stuck in that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't know if we will or not, but let me see. I'm thinking if I can take this anti-static powder tool and maybe just kind of brush around the edges of that foam, maybe it won't be sticky and it wouldn't stick to it. So we'll try that and see if that'll keep them from sticking. And even if they do stick, it'll be okay because shakers always get hung up here, there, and everywhere. Now, I think I have a Pink and Main full panel shaker window. Even my steeple got a little crooked. It must have moved on me after I glued it because I thought I had it laid down there pretty nice. But anyway, I think we've had a little bit of a snowstorm or a windstorm here that's kind of messed up our steeple a little bit, but it'll be okay. So I have got what are you doing?
What was that?
I said, what are you doing? You're making all kinds of racket.
Oh, I'm sanding the top of my embossed panel to make it pop up white.
Okay. Now this is my Pink and Main bin. And in here, I've got some full shaker panels if I can find them. So I'm going to look for those. And I've got it packed in here pretty tight, so I don't know if we'll have success in finding them. But there are some panels in here, and I'm hoping that I can find them. There they are, right there. Bingo. Get that put back up so I don't have a big old mess when we get done crafting here. Wonder if this is big enough. It's not quite, but we can cut it down and make it fit.
There you go.
So let's do that, and we'll make this a shaker. I think that'll be fun. So we need it to be, it looks like it's 4 by, looks like it's literally 4 by 5. So that's kind of an interesting shape for what we're doing. All right, well, we can work with it. Because normally 4 by 5 is not a measurement that we use on an A2 size card because it gives you an uneven border, but we'll just work our way into it and see if that's going to work.
Okay, so
It's actually going to have to be shorter than that, so. We'll just keep going. Is this going to work? I feel like it needs to be even a little.
okay.
Yeah, okay. I think it's going to wind up being 3 3/4 by 5 is what it's going to wind up being. I don't know if I mismeasured on there or when I was measuring. Just keep cutting it down. I'm almost there. I'm just trying to take even amounts off both sides so that I don't mess it completely up. That should work, I think. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay. And then we're going to get this down to 5, so I hope. Yes, we are. There we go. I think that'll work. Yep, that ought to do it. Okay, so let's get all this junk out of the way. We're going to have a little bit of extra white from our card base on here. And if we don't want that, we can add another panel down or whatever. So it says remove the protective film, but I think it's on the outside, not the inside. So I think we'll be all right. So let's go ahead and lay this down in here. Now that looks about right. You know what? I bet if I'd have read the packaging, it would have told me the exact measurements of that. That's a novel idea, isn't it?
Why read the packaging?
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. I read not reading the instructions.
Okay, what else am I missing? For eye, oh, and the noses, but I don't have it. I do have pink, yes.
Right. Pink. So I'm gonna get this on here and hopefully we can get that. Yeah, I did all right. Hopefully we're gonna line up okay here. Might be a little bit. It kind of came up a little bit, so I'm gonna do a little funny here. And we're gonna just take a hair off of this. Just a smidge. It's not exact science here in Shanna's craft room. It's trial and error. Well, we need to do a little bit more.
We do not have a nose.
There we go.
Okay.
That'll do it. All right.
Your nose on here.
That's going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm doing this. I did the bottom. I'm going to do the sides. And then we'll put the shaker stuff in the top. And hopefully we won't have a mess. I've got a lot of shaker stuff. And I've got some of it organized. I don't have all of it organized because I ran out of room. But I've got some new storage product that is coming in from Spellbinders that they're going to roll out that I can use for the rest of my shaker bits that I have that are not organized. So I'm waiting for that to get here. So there we go. Now we've got our nice little pocket And we're supposed to remove this protective film, and I feel like it's on the fold over part too. So I've got to, yeah, it is. I probably should have removed it first, but I always think that you'll mess it up if you remove it first. So,
So which I need this one here.
there we go. So we'll get this pulled off. There we go. Now we got a nice, clean, lovely pocket. Look at that. I like it. Okay, I've got something going on here. My mouse is getting bumped and my screen is turning crazy. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my embellishments. I'll be right back. I had no idea that I was going to go in this direction. Now, this is what I picked up at,
Well, that's what's so fun about not being prepared.
yeah, I picked this up at Hobby Lobby and it wasn't nowhere near enough for what I had. So I've got something similar coming from Spellbinders. It's a new product that's coming out. And I'm hoping to get some more of these things organized. So these are all embellishments. I just lost my little bead thing here. So basically I'm looking for something in the purple scheme. And I think I started putting them kind of in color order here and then I got kind of annoyed with it and I stopped. So I'm gonna dig through here and see if I can find some purple. I don't know, do I have any purple? What do I have? I did eat a cheese stick before we got started and a couple pieces of bacon that was left over that we had fried. I'm just starving.
It's the cold weather.
I know, and I've been, there we go. I've been eating stuff that I shouldn't be eating for sure. I've been eating badly. It's comfort food, you know, all the good
Yep.
comfort food.
Mhm.
Oh, golly. I have the perfect little shaker bits for your bunnies that you're working on. I've got some Easter polymer clay here.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. I
Are
don't
they
know what
from,
those, I just threw them back in there. They are from Trinity, or no, this calls for confetti.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got a variety of different things. I'm just trying to decide what I want to use in here. I'm afraid these are too bright. That might be kind of pretty. The little blue, purpley.
Okay. I think I just lost the nose again.
Oh
Oh,
no.
oh, good grief.
Good
There it
grief.
is. I found it. I found it. Yay.
That could be pretty too. All right, we've got some options here. I probably got too many options now. I don't know what I want to do. So let's get this out of the way before I make a mess. Okay. So let's see. What do you guys think? Hello, Jackie. Oh, I'm making you hungry, Patricia.
Ah.
Yeah. So this is kind of a light. It kind of takes, I think I like this because it's got white and silver, but it has a little bit of a purple hue to it. So I think this wouldn't be too bold. I feel like this is just too dark. It's just going to be too dark. And then I've got these little Sprinkle Love mix, which are just little clay things. And then I had this pastel solid confetti and then this rainbow one. But I'm feeling like I think I want to go with this because it's just a little understated. And I think I'll go with that. So we shall see. If we don't like it, we can dump it out and put something else in
Right.
there. That's the beauty of it. I don't know if it's fully opened or if I need to cut it. I think I do need to. I'm not sure I can get in there. Let's see. Yeah, I think I need to cut it a little bit so I can get into it. Probably won't be able to open it now. I don't know. There we go. Gotta have something to grab onto. All right. Yeah, there's just a hint of purple in here, and then you've got the blue, which kind of ties in the clouds. And yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty. I don't know. What do you think?
I can't really see, so let the audience say what they think.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if do shaker bits go with a church, or I was thinking kind of a snowy scene, but or I don't know. I think I like it. I just don't need a lot in there. We'll just do a little bit. Don't need as much in there as we've got. Maybe just a little bit and just kind of, I don't know. I'm not sure. Here we go. Just have a few of them in there. I don't know if that's even enough. You lose the church. That's what I was thinking. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a mess. Hey, they all come out but one.
Well, messes are fun.
But I've got this panel on it now, so we've got to come up with a different idea. I have some white beads that we could add to it, and it could still be a shaker and not have all the different color with it. It's trial and error. It's trial and error. Let's get this out of the way. You know what I need? Those little glass board things where you swipe the stuff off the side of your desk and it catches them. I don't have those. You know what I'm talking about, Daria?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They pushed them real hard there for a little while. They were pushing them. Everybody had them and was showing them. I didn't go down that bandwagon, but anyway, that was something that. So I have snow. Wonder what the white fluffy snow would look like in there, like a snowy day. I'm just gonna try it all. This might be a mistake because we might not be able to get it out once we get it in there, but it could be like a snowy. I think I like that better. Need a little bit more of it. We're gonna have a snowy church scene. That's what we've had going on in Indiana lately.
And Pennsylvania.
Yeah. That's not bad. The
And
snow.
and North Carolina.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Florida and-
Yeah. Kelly sent those pictures of all the snow they have in North Carolina.
yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with that, and we're gonna make it just a snowy church scene. I wonder if I'm thinking, what did I do with that? If we could just kind of put a little bit of this in there and get it to move around a little bit easier. I think I like that better than anything. Trying to use my anti-static powder a little bit, so I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I think I like the snow better than the beads for the church. So we'll go with that.
All right. Good plan.
Sometimes, your design works, sometimes it doesn't. We're going to
Yeah.
call this we'll just call this a wait and see. I'm not completely sure that.
It's all creating.
Yes.
Okay, so now
And beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so who knows?
I don't think my little rabbit's going to dance, but we'll see.
Dance, baby, dance. Well, anyway, so that's how you use those little pockets. And it is kind of fun. I mean, it does look like a snowy scene on there. It's kind of fun. All right, I think it'll be all right. Okay, so we've got a card base, and we're going to have some white showing on there. And I think I would like to bring in a little background color. So let me look for that. You guys are getting to see all of my stuff. I'd like to have a little purple pattern behind there. This one right here, I think, is what I want. I think that would look good. Put this up. Oh, I have an update for you guys that were watching last night. I was talking about my girlfriend that we went to dinner with, and that she has her junk room, and that it really is a craft room and all that. I got a text from her at work, and she sent me a picture. And, I took the picture of her room, and I chat GPT'd it and said, clean up the clutter and clean up the clutter off the desk and everything. and she sent me a picture, and I had sent her that, and I'm like, this is what it'll look like cleaned up. And she sent me a picture, and she said, you've inspired me so much. And she's already got the desk all cleaned off, and she's moving
Oh,
in the right
great.
direction with it. So I was so tickled, and um, I really want to get a chance to go over there and kind of help her, because I just love doing stuff like that. Um, I think it's fun to clean and organize and decorate, and I just love doing stuff like that. So hopefully, I'm hoping I get a chance maybe this week or this weekend to go over there and help her out a little bit and just see where she's at and kind of make some suggestions. I did send her you know how we have these crafty videos where they tell you to spend, an hour just cleaning
Yeah.
up and don't get caught up and everything. And she said she was struggling, like she would think, I need to move this here. And then she's like, no, it needs to go here. It needs to go. I said, just cluster things that are alike together and don't worry about it. I said, and put them wherever you think your mind where you would go to get it, put it there and just leave it at that. So, but anyway, she said, okay. And I think I need like some double-sided tape for this. So I am excited because she does have some little crafty things that she wants to work on. And without, without giving her name away, but she did recently retire. And so she's going to have, more time to put toward those types of things. And so I think she really does need to get her little crafty space set up, and that she'll have her own little zone, her little area that she can do her thing. So I'm very excited about that.
And she can disappear.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you heard about my story about my husband thawing out our pipes.
Oh, yeah. You sent me a picture. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Anyway, my washer is hooked up. It's not back in place, but I can use it, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
But yeah, when that happened and the smoke got really bad, and
Yeah.
we had windows open. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Oh, my
frozen
goodness. Yeah.
temperatures, and we got doors and windows open, trying to get the smoke out. I said, I'm going to hide in my craft room. Bye.
Yeah. You're on your own. Oh,
So that's
yeah.
what I did.
That's always nice. Yeah. It's just fun to have a place, where you can just kind of do your own thing and have your solitude and stuff. So, and I like, I say my husband's very social. He likes that interaction and stuff, but I like to have the quiet time too. So, anyway, have
Yeah,
your
I
own
do
time.
too.
I may not get to that next card. I'm taking my time on this one.
Yeah, well, if you don't get to the next card, I definitely am not getting to the next.
I about got it laid down. I don't have a sentiment for it yet, but I don't know that I have one handy. I have the press plate, which I wasn't planning on working with today, that has some sentiments with it. Um, but I think this is really pretty. You know what? I have somebody that needs a card, and if I could find the right sentiment for this could be a good card for them. Especially since it's Indiana and it's snowy. I think it looks all right. I don't hate it. With the snow instead of the shaker
Ru-
bits, I think it works out pretty well. So here it is. What do you guys think?
Oh, I like it with the snow, yes.
Yeah, the snow. And I've never used that snow. That's cat scrappiness snow. And I got it and I've never used it. And so it's kind of a fun option to just use it and have a little snowy card. So I need some kind of a sentiment. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to kind of go on and we're going to do a little stitching. I've done some stitching and we're going to do some more stitching and we'll just see how far we get with this. And I've actually got 5 of them. While we were, while I was waiting for Daria to join me, I was doing a little stitching and she joined me and I was stitching and talking to myself and I didn't have her up, so I didn't know she was sitting there listening to me talk to myself. And I was like, come on, can't you tie a knot? And I can't hear her because I didn't have it set up to where I had the way I had it set up, I've got a headset into the computer. And so if she was making any noise, it was going into that headset and I couldn't hear it. So I didn't know she was there, but I was just sitting here talking to myself and she was just listening to me. You kind of have, for those of you that, thank you, Patricia and Wendy and Teresa. For those of you who haven't live streamed, I know some of you maybe have, but those of you who haven't, in your little computer application that you use for this, it's almost like the green room type thing. You've got a little setting area where you can set ahead of time before you go live, and you can talk to each other. And so that's what we were doing. Well, I didn't know we were doing that, but I was sitting there talking and she was listening to me. But anyway, but we do, that's something that we do before we go live, is we kind of sit there and catch up and talk. And then sometimes after we finish, um, I'll bring us back into that same area and we'll just chit chat a little bit. Um, between, afterwards as well. That's kind of how it works. Am I getting that in there? I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm trying to get it up close so you can see it. But anyway, but that's kind of how it works. And then there's also, I can see your comments and I'm looking at them. Hot mic. Yes, that's funny. Okay. I can see your comments and stuff. But if um, there's also an area where she could send me a comment and say, hey,
Yeah.
whatever, and then I could see it. Like if I didn't know something was happening, she could say, hey, your curtains are on fire or something, and I could look up and check that
Oh no,
out.
that's
But
my house where
yeah,
it's.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Oh, what a
anyway,
mess. We
my
thought
husband said,
maybe we thought
Daria,
maybe
and
we could just clean the soot and everything off. He's got to repaint everything.
my husband said, what was he using? He said, I use a hairdryer whenever I'm doing stuff like that. I said, I don't know what he was using.
We were desperate because we had tried a heater and a hair dryer and everything
Okay,
else.
yeah.
He says, I'm getting my heat gun.
So you had elevated to that point, yeah.
He
But
elevated the heat gun and
yeah.
he said, oh, I've got to get something. And he ran downstairs to a
Oh
shop.
no, yeah,
And in
yeah.
the meantime, whoosh,
Whoops. Yeah, yep. Doesn't take long.
no.
Doesn't take long. So basically for this, just for your purpose of, I just kept my tail hanging out there, and then because knew I was going to finish where I started, and then I just tied it in a knot, and then we'll just cut it off. Now, probably if you've watched me stitch before, sometimes I just use tape on the back of it, but I thought these were small enough, and I was going to finish right next to where I started, and I could just tie them off, and so you get a really nice little stitch there. And I will tell you, last time I stitched, I worked with Spellbinders metallic. This is the gold. I think I used gold or silver, and it is a little bit harder to get it
It
tight
is.
and
Yeah.
to get it to lay nice. And so that's why I opted for the regular floss tonight, because I did that big, beautiful butterfly and it turned out really pretty, but it wasn't really as tight as I would have preferred it to be. When I took the picture, I was like, it was a little bit loose. And so I thought this time I would just use the floss for it. And I'm hoping I've got enough on this little piece here to do this. I'm going to try and use this last little bit. Hopefully it is enough. And then I'll have to grab another piece for the rest of it. But I'm just taking the needle and popping the little circular die cut pieces out of there, because this is Spellbinders cardstock and it's heavy duty. And so it didn't immediately release. And so I was using the pen to basically release it. So I'm just going to hold that little tail with my hand and then do my stitching and then come back around to it, and then we'll just tie it together. And these are small enough, it doesn't need a lot of floss. And I did go ahead and just separate it in half to where I had 3 pieces of floss on, and just split it in half. Now you could do 2, or if you wanted to do 2, or 1 if you wanted to do 1, but I just went ahead and just split it in half, and I had 2 pieces of 3 threads, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then I've got a needle that is big enough so that I could feed it through the eye without much effort, because I don't like to do that. I'm older and it's harder to see. And so I've got these bigger kind of almost, these are like, well, embroidery needles, or I don't know. My mom used to call like a darning needle, but I don't think this isn't that big, but it certainly is bigger, but it's small enough that it goes through the holes very easily, but
Like
large
a
enough that I
needlepoint
can,
needle, maybe a needlepoint one.
yes, that's what it is, needle point. But it's certainly small enough to go through the holes, but large enough that I can thread it very nicely.
Well, that's what I'm here for, Shanna, just to remind you of those words you can't
Oh, I
remember.
know. She does it all the time. I'm like, I'll do a video and I'll be trying to say something and I have no idea what I'm saying. And she'll comment the next day and say, "This is what you meant." Yep. That's what I meant. Words are hard. And especially if you've got a camera in front of you, your brain just, I don't know. It's like stage fright or something. And what's funny is I'm not fearful and I'm completely comfortable. So I just draw a blank. Okay,
Well,
now
that's
hopefully I can get this one through. It's very tight. There we go. Yep. I had just enough for this one. I should be able to tie a knot in it. So what have you got going on there?
I'm putting my sentiment on and finishing up some add-ons, and I'll be finished, I think.
Okay, because we're coming up on that 7 o'clock. We had a kind of a hard stop at 7 o'clock. Daria had something she wanted to get done, and I want to eat. So I'll probably just, wherever I land, and we'll go from there. So
So we'll just finish with this card.
yeah. Um, so I'm going to just kind of lay this tree out just to kind of give you a feel for what we got going on here. We've got the tree here. I'm going to bring in this white panel just so we can see what we're doing. We have this tree, and then we have got a spring wish banner that comes with this particular set. And it's called the Spring Stitch Tree. And then you have all of these different leaves. I went ahead and did the banner to where I could have the darker purple behind it. And I need to pop out some of the letters and the spring wishes. You could do spring wishes, or what did I say the other one was? Sunny hello are your options for that. And then this is a floral tree. And so you've got your grass there that you'd lay around it. And you have all of these leaves. Some of them are 2 leaves at a time, and some of them are 3 leaves at a time that you can do. And then you've got some singles. So that's what we've got. And I actually used 3 different colors for these leaves, thinking that it would look pretty to have, the different colors to layer and just add, some different dimension or whatever to it. So that's what I need. And I've got fern, and I've got peridot, and what is the other color? I don't know. It might be a different brand.
And as soon as I find my Spellbinders cardstock, I might use it again.
I can't believe you've lost your cardstock.
Yeah.
That's a
Me either.
pretty big thing to kind of lose track of.
It ran away with the Tim Holtz long bladed scissors. You know that.
Yeah. So then these, and I've got 2 layers here. We've got the base layer, and I'm just going to put a dab of glue on there. Yeah, it says, Patricia says, "Daria, your card is looking cute. Love the bunnies."
Oh, thank you very much.
And then this, you got a layer for this. So I've chosen a darker purple for that, and then the lighter purple. And then we've kind of brought in this, I don't know if it gives you a color on there or not. It doesn't. It just has the number 826. It doesn't really have a color name of the floss, but I thought those looked nice together, those colors. And then you can just lay them down there. So I'm probably not going to get this card assembled, but I wanted to kind of give you an idea of what this die will do. And if you don't want to stitch, and we've seen Daria do this before, you can just take like a gel pen, like a white or a black or whatever color, and just draw the stitch lines. And then you won't have to stitch it if you don't want to stitch, because, sometimes you don't want to stitch. But you can still use your set without
Yeah.
stitching. So that's
Or
nice.
sometimes you just cut it out and leave it unstitched.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. And a lot of them, of the influencers on the Spellbinders, when I loaded up, I know last time I loaded up my stitch die, and I noticed not very many people had stitched it, so I was glad that I did. Because it's a shortcut to not stitch it. It takes, it does take a little bit of time to do that. And if you don't have the time, it's the shortcut. You do it. You don't have to stitch it, and then you can just still use it. But if you want to take the time, I think it's relaxing if
I
you
do.
have if you have the time to do it.
I do it in front of the TV.
Yeah. Yep. It's very fun. And so we've got two different sizes of florals that go on this tree. I'm
Ay,
getting pretty close here. I've got about 5 minutes. I wonder if I could almost get it done.
okay, well, you get yours done. I've got to unplug my glue press.
Oh yeah. It's that time of year.
Yep.
That cold
Well,
weather.
my
It's gonna,
glue's been acting really funny with the cold.
yeah, it does.
Yes.
It does. I told my husband to have the spaghetti ready at 7 o'clock ish. So
Ish, yeah, ish.
ish,
My
yeah.
sister is starting to understand ish.
Yeah.
They don't do
Ish.
ish in Washington
Ish.
or in the military. There is no ish in the
Oh
military.
no.
Yeah. So yeah.
And if
When
you're 15 minutes early, you're late or something like that. If you're on
yeah,
time, if you're on time, you're late. If you're
right.
15 minutes early, you're on time, I think.
Yeah.
That's
So,
what they
but
say.
with so she's starting to understand when she goes, "What time you picking me up?" I said, 9-ish. Then she's standing outside waiting, and then she says, "Where are you?" I said, 9-ish. I told
Ish.
you I'll tell you
You
when I'm
missed
on
the
my
ish. Oh,
way.
there's another one. Okay, good. Can she do it? I think she can. I've kind of laid it all out here. Okay. We are diggity daggone close. I've got I need to get a card base. I'm just taking my pen and kind of popping those out. A lot of times when you have this type of a sentiment, you want to run a couple presses through to get it to release those little tiny bits in there.
Well, I'll tell you what I do.
I know you have a trick. I tried it. I couldn't make it work. So why don't you tell them and I'll listen again and maybe I can.
Here's the part that caught the thing. It's well, I use a metal shim. You can't really see it. And then I place a thick piece of white cardstock underneath the piece that I'm gonna cut out. And I run it through one direction then the other, and the part that's supposed to cut out sticks to the white paper in the back and the
And
bottom.
then you have two sentiments.
And then I have two sentiments, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. I tried it, but I wasn't successful. I need to try it again and put a little more effort into it. But yeah, because that's awesome then to get two sentiments out of it.
Jim too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I don't
Here's
know.
what we're gonna do.
Do those flowers look okay?
Hold it up there. I want to. I need to make my screen big so that I can get a good picture of it. Oh, that is so adorable.
Do the flowers up there look okay?
I think so. What does the chat think? I think they look so cute.
Mhm.
Last night, the chat, you probably heard because we talked about it in the live, but the chat wanted a big carrot with my bunny. And I didn't do it, but I actually had some that I could have done, but I just didn't think my color scheme really went for it. So anyway, but
Yeah, and they do that. They do dance a little bit.
do they? Oh, show me.
They dance a little bit. See?
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Except
That
they
is so
keep
fun.
getting caught on other elements. So
Oh, I got it upside down. Oh shoot, it didn't work. Well, that was an epic fail. I was gonna lift it, but I must have had my sticky upside down. So, all right. Let me see if I can get a panel in here.
all right, I think I'm finished.
Are you
One
done?
card.
Okay.
Wow. One card. Hey, I'll save the other two for next week.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up because I can smell that garlic bread, so I know that he is done because that would be the final thing.
Sounds
But
wonderful.
I'll get this finished and Dario and I will take pictures and we'll get it loaded so you guys can see everything. But here's my card. I did get one finished.
I
And
like
we've got the
that.
shaker, the snowy shaker church.
Yes,
So
I like that.
yeah, and then I'll post pictures of this one when I get it done later. But Daria, if you'll send me a picture of that, we can wrap it up. What is going on with my comments? Sorry, let me catch up on the comments here real quick. My I've been setting stuff to the side of my desk here, and it gets on my mouse, and then my mouse starts doing funny things with my StreamYard.
Oh,
So let me just catch up.
okay.
Kay says, when I first saw the tree, being an art teacher, the size of those leaves bugged me, but I've seen a bunch of cute cards with it. I thought of the same thing. I was like, the scale is off.
Yeah,
The
I thought
scale is off.
the same. Yep.
And Patricia said, absolutely. Hey, Delise is here. She said, so cute.
Hey, Denise.
Um,
Thank
and then
you.
Wendy loves the dancing bunnies. So super cute. But I'm gonna finish this off camera, and I'll post a picture of it. So I don't know if you guys are on. I'll do it on my perhaps my Instagram, maybe my Facebook, and we'll have a picture of the second one. But I think it's going to be really pretty. I don't know that I'm going to use this background. It was just something I had laying handy. So anyway, so thanks for joining us this evening, and
Yeah,
stay
yes,
tuned.
thank you.
Uh, um, I've got, my channel, we've got videos running on my channel, pre-recorded videos running, so you can check those out. There's another little addition to my craft room. I've got a video of that that's going to come out, and I've got a not too shabby video coming out. So anyway, thank you, Patricia. I appreciate you joining us and watching, and thanks for everyone. And if you, ta-ta for now. So if you would, hit that like on your way out, just so that it will tell YouTube that people like us, and that they'll share the video. So I appreciate that. But anyway, we're going to let you go. Happy
Okay.
Monday. I hope you have a great rest of the week. Dora, go ahead and let you talk. Sorry.
All right. You too.
All right.
See
Well,
you
take
next
care,
week.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.